Well, welcome back, my friends all, to another rousing rendition. This is the EDC4 by Survive Knives. Now listen to old Scab right here. 2 times in the life of this channel, twice, if you will, I listened to somebody about a particular company. Twice I've done this, where they just ran them in the dirt and gave me a bunch of misinformation. Then I took that to heart and I wound up 2 times not only feeling like a dumbass, but looking like one. Never again. I understand people have a problem with Survive Knives, and I've been as open and as honest with you as I can be. If you got a problem, if they owe you a knife, put it on it. But I would ask you this. Let me know why you have a problem with them. If it happened to you, or if you have firsthand knowledge, or you heard it on the internet. In fact, put it that way, I heard it on the internet, Scab, because it'll never happen again. And I'm going to say this, and I'll probably say it every damn video, I don't care. I am not going to bash or run somebody down when I've not spent a dime with them or ever had a bad experience. I'm not doing it. Now, these knives that you see, the past 6, 7, 8, 9 from Survive have been from JR, who is my brother from another mother who has helped this channel out immensely. JR is a veteran. He sends them. I love them. And I'm not going to lie. Everybody wants me to talk about it's a bad knife. Shut the hell up. It's not a bad knife. If you don't like the company, you got a problem with a guy, okay, cool, put it in the company. But you're not going to say it's a bad knife. I'm not going to lie to be good and get on everybody's good side. And I'm not going to lie to run somebody. It ain't going to happen, okay? Now, again, if you're going to buy one, do your homework, do your research. But let me caution you strongly, don't be me. Don't listen to somebody who willingly and knowingly lied. Now, I'll tell you this, and I take too much of this shit on myself. I was going to say it's my fault, and it is. It is. So from this point on, you can say what you want. You can put it in the comments, free country, I don't really give a shit. But it will be verified, and if it's not verified, it will be brought up. My channel, my way. It's just the way, and I'm not being an asshole about it. I'm being as honest with you as I know how to be. Now, Heavyset Tactical, Jonathan, is now working at Survive, and today is his birthday. So happy birthday to him. And listen, guys, I want Survive to do well for one reason and one reason only. I want all you guys to get your knives. See, here's the deal. And let me make this plain and let me make this clear, okay? I got more knives than I'll ever use on this planet. I don't need free knives, don't shield for free, could give a shit. But if you've paid for a knife, I want you to get it. Now, it seems like with Jonathan there and him and Guy making a good team that they're tagging up and they're going, but time will tell. Let's talk about this knife, because I got 2 of them to narrate tonight, and that's what we're going to do. I was over at Kirk's last weekend, and we ran a series of tests on these knives or demonstrations. We did the same exact thing. I learned a couple things from it, okay? First thing I learned was this. I think we got a good system going for an overall first look, right? Not hard use, not anything like that, but taking it out of the box, give it a once over, giving it a good rundown, I think we've got a good job. I'd like to add a couple things. One is I'd like to add a light or slight tip test. Tip testing to me is nuanced because I'm not here to show you how strong I am. If I was going to do that, I'd have started a channel 20 years ago at the height of my powerlifting and broke every knife I had. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to show you the knife work and how it works. And my whole point there is this. I get tired of seeing a guy wrench a knife in a stump and bend it as hard as he can and it breaks and everybody's stunned when it breaks. I could break every knife I have. But, back to the point. I want to do some light tip testing because I do think it is good because you do use that tip for fine work. Now here I'm making a 7-notch. I feel like adding a little bit of the tri-stick challenge is good. I'd like to add a little bit of a tip test, and I would like to throw in the zip ties. I can't tell you how much I love that zip tie test, and basically it's not about sharpness, it's checking the edge. I really truly wonder if the Buckaroo would have held up. That would have been a great one to test that on. So I'd like to add those 2 things, and I'd also like to say this as a disclaimer. I am at Kirk's. Kirk and I both have worked in construction for over 30 years. We talk. We have just casual conversation as I'm doing the video. You may hear some profanity. I apologize for that as much as I'm going to apologize for that. It's not intentional, and I hope, that it's not a whole lot. Like I've said a million times, I'm working on it. Now, this is the EDC4 from Survive Knives. It is in L-Max with micarta handle scales. This might be one of the more comfortable versions that I've ever held. Let me give you some specs on it. The overall length is 9 inches. The blade length looks like it is 4 1/4. That's what I'm pulling with this tape measure. The cutting edge looks to be right at 4 1/8. Now, I will say this, while it did throw a spark, it is not a sharp 90-degree spine. That's not a bad thing. You can still throw sparks and throw your thumb up there and do some fine work with it without it being sore. The blade stock looks like it is 1/8 inch thick. Now guys, I'm pulling this with a tape measure. All right? Yeah, about 1/8. If I'm wrong there, somebody will correct me. The handle length is 5 inches with the inner grip, and this is something that they do well, very well, is right at 4 1/8. It has a hidden lanyard tank. Now I'm going to tell you, this knife tested very, very well, or demonstrated well. It is a knife I would use. It is a knife I would carry. It has a phenomenal balance point on it. It has a good palm swell. It works well for certain tasks. Would I carry it? Yeah, I got to be honest with you. And again, and guys, take the disclaimer for what it is up front. There are certain things that I like to mention and I like to get out, but the truth of the matter is this. I expect each and every person who watches these reviews, before you make a purchase, if you're going to spend the kind of money that we have on this channel for the knives we have on this channel, please, please, please do not just take my word for it. I do the best I can showing you and demonstrating. That does not mean I am the end all be all. I am not on here to talk down to anyone or to tell you what you should do. My goal is to give you an amount of tests that you can go, yep, I'm interested. But find some channels, and God knows there's plenty of them, that don't like Survive. Go check them out. But I would tell you this, again, I would caution you, always stay away from a channel that's just lickety-split, way too high up somebody or way too down on somebody. Try to find that even kill. And somebody would say, well, Scab, you're always up. That's because I only have knives on this channel that I like. Why? Because I think that's fair. If I have a knife I don't like, and I'm not passionate, and I'm not enthused, I'm not going to give you my best. I'm not going to give you my best look. I'd love to tell you I would, but at 52 years of age, I'm not going to lie to you. I know me. So I love the knife, yes, but I love making the knife work. Now, again, do your homework before you purchase one. Like I said, JR has bought 12 of these and has 11. Let's look at it a little closer. The thing that I like so much about this knife is the handle. The blade is great. I think it's a good size. I think it's a great size for everyday task and working. If you were going to make snares, if you were going to process game, if you were going to do some light camp chores, if you wanted to start a fire, if you wanted to cook, if you wanted to defend yourself, it is a good knife for that. This canvas micarta, and I think that's what it is, could be wrong, but man, it's not aggressive, but it's grippy, and it just feels good in hand. Now, right here, we've got some 100-year-old lighter knot, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about too. When I'm actually camping or when I'm actually out in the woods, I don't baton huge logs. It's stuff like this. I'm making tinder, I'm making kindling. Sometimes, guys, I just pick it up, a little limb, and do it. I don't always purposely baton. I want you to understand that. That's the Scab camping side. The Choir Boys Outdoors channel is always going to do some light stuff. Okay? Now, certain brands certain brands I'm going to go way harder on. If it's billed as hard use, yeah, sure am. Because I want you, if you're going to spend your money, I want you to get the best look at it. The truth is, any knife can break. You know that, I know that, we all know that, right? But it's good to know certain knives can hold up to certain tasks. Again, not the end all be all. I highly encourage you to look at other channels and get all the information you can, man. It's just wise purchasing. I'm sitting here spinning this knife in every way. I'm orienting it in every way. I've actually got it in a stabbing position. I've got the blade facing out. I've got my thumb on the butt of the knife, and I'm telling you, it's just as comfortable if I turn that knife upside down and I was going to cut a steak with it. Man, you can orient this handle any way. Everything is nice and rounded. There's no sharp edges. It just feels really good in hand. It's well balanced. It's well done. Having said all of that, guys, please know I love you, and please know I appreciate you, and please know that I am super thankful for every one of you. I got to do this part, man. This part's been heavy on my heart for the past few weeks. There was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know that. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, I love you. Man, you got a place here. That's all that means. I back the blue. My son is a cop. I 100% support him. I support the good men and women. Are they all good? You know better than that. You know better than that, and so do I. But for those who stand on that line and try to do the best they can, I support them. You don't have to agree with it. I'm not arguing with you about it. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Last thing on this knife, it comes with a Kydex sheath, rides pretty high on the hip. I am Scab. Yes, sir. You're not. And I'm gone, son. Love y'all.